Hi guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I actually want to do a review on a game. And yeah. So this game in question is actually, now if you probably guessed it, Cars Racer Rama. Now, first, I actually want to just do a quick things. I'm not gonna be posting because a lot because I might actually be doing with exams since it's gonna be on the 17th of November. So sorry about that. But there will be a 6 week holiday which I will be having like probably like in long enough time to post a lot of videos as much as I can. So yeah. But anyways, now it's time we actually go into detail on Cars Racer Armor. First, I want to go into some history on this game. This game released back in 2009 by. It was made by Disintegrator Studios, which you probably know are known for other ports like Cars 1 for the Wii or Cars International for the also the Nintendo Wii. Now, also they're also known for Cars International for the PlayStation 3, thanks to them porting it. Now, also this game was also never made by Rainbow Studios because at the time, Rainbow Studios was busy with other games until eventually THQ asked in Disintegrator Studios to do this game. And also, this game was, published by THQ. Now, also a bit of history about Disintegrator Studios. They were known for many other games, but unfortunately gone defunct or probably like bankrupt by 2017. Which by this game, I'm not really surprised that they're bankrupt now. But yeah, so also THQ, you probably know they also went bankrupt somewhere around like the 2010s. So yeah, by them too, I'm not really surprised by this game because hey, it's just a normal cars game. And this also actually takes place after Cars Made International. It takes place after McQueen successfully makes his racing academy and now he's teaching students. The story of this game actually is much interesting. Chick Hicks makes a return and now he wants to take down McQueen's Racing Academy, also known as the Doc Hudson Racing Academy, and he wants now every racer from the Doc Hudson Racing Academy to come to his, the Chick Hicks Racing Academy. Now, also, the races sometimes you get because at the start of the game, you'll actually see one of Chick's students who actually try and hurt Doc's students, which the Doc's ones are the blue ones and Chick's are the, green ones. Now also, now it's time we go into also the consoles as released on. This game was released on the PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, Wii, and Nintendo DS, and PlayStation Portable. And yeah, and also was also on the PlayStation 3. So yeah. Now also the PSP and DS version almost look nearly identical, although the PSP version is actually just a higher end port of the DS port. And yeah. Now the Wii port of this game is also described as quite bad because it has motion controls. But what I think of the Wii version is I really like the smooth movement. For me, the Wii actually had very nice, like smooth 60 FPS movement, which I had for most of its games. Well, what if we try and compare it to the PS2 since this is the most lowest end port of the game? Well, the PS2 port really doesn't add a lot of. Well, it's not as cool as the Xbox 360 or PS3 port, neither the Wii. But this game here is a bit different. Now it's time we actually go into the controls of the game. Then I'm also going to go into the handling, but first we want to go into controls. So the controls of this game are simple. X is used to accelerate. The square button is used to brake. The the circle button is actually I don't know what the circle button's been for, but probably like actually, I don't know. But still, and the also yeah. Now there's nothing else for the other buttons I could possibly assume, probably. Now also the R2 button can be used to boost, L1, L2 can be used to actually power slide. And actually, how may I put this way? I finally realized what the triangle button does. It's actually used to change your camera. So yeah. Now the D-pad can also be used to actually steer your car. The analog sticks can also be used to also steer your car, specifically the right one. The left one can be actually used to look around with your camera. And the stop button, of course, is used to pause the game. So leg time was also used to pause the game. Now it's time we go into the handling of the cars. The cars themselves don't handle bad in this game. It's quite good for a PlayStation 2 game, even though coming in 2009, because this game released late into the PlayStation 2's lifespan. Like people were upgrading from Nintendo GameCubes to Nintendo Wii's. People were upgrading from their Xbox original to an Xbox 360, and also people were upgrading from a PlayStation 2 to a PlayStation 3, which probably kind of makes sense. Now also Next is also the models and also gameplay. The gameplay itself is good enough. There's also modes you can do. I was doing arcade mode for most of this. Is actually mini tracks, like mini types, circuit races, tag team or something type of races, and many other more races you can do. There's also Cars Tunes, which you know is from Cars Tunes, Mater's Tall Tales. Not to be confused with the Wii game. Just not to be confused with that, but you know, you can get the whole thing. Also, the original voice actors don't return. McQueen doesn't have his, but okay, but Larry the Cable Guy does come back to a voice Mater, and the rest of the gang as well. So yeah, there's also Candace in this game, which I've probably heard that Candace has this very cringe thing of saying "daddy" whole time, which I'm not gonna be sus here, but she has this like weird thing of calling "daddy" for some reason. Even on the phone itself says "daddy," which is a bit sus if you think about it. It's also weird for me. But there's also other characters that are also introduced, like El Machismo, which is actually a big like rally truck you have to race against, and there's also Stinger, who I suppose just looks like a Dodge, a Nissan, and a Dodge for me specifically. Now, also, McQueen's model and the other characters have also changed. Cars Made International for the PlayStation 2 almost used the same models from Cars 1, but Cars Racer Rama completely changed that. Also, Sally was not in this game, was mostly due to copyright from Porsche. Because hey, this was a time when Porsche wouldn't allow you to let you use cars in the game. Unless you were playing a game by EA, which Electronic Arts, Need for Speed, and yeah. Now, also, things that I now also want to go into the downfalls of this game is probably the AI opponents you race against. Sometimes these AI opponents can be a bit unfair and sometimes ram your car over, like maybe even getting out of control. Or probably this is just to how bad the frame rate of this is. As you can see, the frame rate here was actually quite bad when I was actually filming. Even though I was using a patch, it really didn't help. As you can see, I just actually yeah, you can speak enough for it. Road rage is just as hard. Sometimes the AI opponents even struggle. Sometimes they also struggle to actually get back on the track, which I find a bit funny actually. Which hey, I guess it is a little bit fair, but at the same time, not really. Now also, this version probably like runs at about 30 frames, unlike the Wii version which runs at 60 frames, and also there is no Windows PC port, neither a Steam version of this game. Also, the Xbox 360 and PS3 version also run at 30 FPS, and yeah. But there is no PC port of this game, but you can always emulate it using PCS62, Dolphin, RPSS3E, and Xenia Emu. Although, if you just want the handout ports, just use PPSSPP and Desmo Me or Melon DS. So yeah. Now for me, I'm pretty much running this on Android. I'm not using a PC, neither I'm using real hardware. As you can see over there in the corner, I'm actually using an emulator as usual. Now, as you can see, I'm also in Mater the Greater, which is one of the mini games in the game. You also unlock more mini games like through as you progress through the game, which for me this is more like a mini game rather than actually cartoons. The mini games look very boring for some reason when they planned, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how am I gonna describe these mini games. So yeah. Next is also may I put this way? I've also seen the all mods of this game. You can technically mod this game if you're using an emulator, which I'm sure is only the only way you can do so. I don't know about the PlayStation 2 port since that one barely has mods. There's also the Wii version which mostly gets most of its mods because the Wii version is the most modded and it's actually I suppose the easiest to actually mod. Well, if you're an expert at modding games through Dolphin Emu, and on top of that, there's also I'm sure there are mods for the PlayStation 3 port and Xbox 360 ports of this game. Now, also, I can't really go into a lot of detail on this game because I don't really understand without this game. But you can also unlock new worlds as well. Like if you complete specific events, you get to unlock new worlds. And yeah. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a lot I can talk about this game, but there are mini games though. The mini games are very interesting. There's Luigi finds his tires, which you know are from Cars, the video game. There's also Shadow's Chases, which also make a return in this game, which also known as Shadow's Hot Pursuits, which find him at a return in this game, just renamed to the Shadow's Chase, which I find a bit nice actually. This is on Max like challenge, which in this one he teaches you about the power sliding actually. So for me, I find it a bit interesting, but you must know by now I know how to use power slide, so it's not a big deal. So as you can see, actually what I did talk about was Shadow's Hot Pursuit, or AKA Shadow's Chase. For some reason, why they named that. But yeah, here it is, as you can see. But for some reason, you can't do the controls, which for me I really wanted to do because I actually wanted to use the R triggers to accelerate, but I can't actually. But okay, I suppose so. But yeah. Now the Sheriff's Chasers here, if you haven't actually tried it out before, it's very simple. All you need to do is actually find one of the the cars you have to try and find. Now, if you find them, you need to tailgate them like for a specific amount of time until they can actually, till you've eventually officially caught them. Now, this pretty much goes on and on and on, and also takes place in Data Springs. So don't even try and actually, yeah. So also, I can't really talk a lot about this game, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.